Hello, and this is Tajma Cameron from Gold TCM, and today we are picking up where we left off in our last segment where we talked about building a business and a brand for how to make your money make you money and make your bills pay you. So, how can we do this? We started off with this list. We created a list of brainstorming options of things that you could do or create as a business. Now, I have the brainstorming list, and we are going to literally go step by step through and create a special report. Okay. So what's a special report? A special report is like a diagnostic that would be given in order to help a person develop and build a business. And it's a step-by-step. I'm showing you what I did in order to build my brand, build my business. Nothing I'm telling you is nothing that I didn't do with every single thing. I'll even show you the scrolling of all of the business websites because we're going to be going through websites after this. So stay tuned. But today we're going to be discussing, drum roll please, business plans. I heard a great person once say that in order for you to develop a business and really see it through, you have to see how you would plan it out. So, what I'm about to show you is how to plan it out. When I was in college, I took business and I took small business, as well as business law and all that type of stuff. So when I say that I have the ability to tell you this, I do because I went to school for it. So it was a requirement for what I knew I wanted to develop in my life. So business plans. And this was the actual business plan I used in college. Never, ever allowed myself to lose this business plan. I have kept it. I have been out of college almost 10 years. And sometimes I think back, I'm like, oh, wow, it was 10 years ago. But I got this business plan almost, I'll say 13. But this is what helped me develop the business and whatever businesses that I desired to create. So we're going to go to here. Business plan. So this is the actual business plan I used when I was creating a business. Now this is the actual one, but let me see if I can duplicate it, because I tend to like to duplicate what it is that I use. And the best way to do that is to highlight the whole thing, because I don't like to, this way you get an opportunity to see what it looks like before we actually start. I'm going to duplicate it, that way I don't have to change the original, and we'll start from there. And new document, get a blank document. We'll create a blank document in Word. And paste. There you go. It's one thing I never liked when you created a new document in Word. I gave you all these spaces. You don't really need all of the spaces. But for purposes of this, we're not going to go through all of the problem of editing that out. Because I just want to, this right here, what you see right here, this is your core. This, what I'm about to explain to you in this section, is your main thing. It's only a few other options that you may go into at another time. But it's not really necessary right now to discuss that. See if I can get rid of this because it doesn't need to be there. So, where do you start? What's your mission? I'm trying to start a business and I don't even know whether I'm starting a business, so do I really have a mission? Yes, you have a mission. Whether you are trying to create a movement, whether you are just trying to create a business to sustain your life, whatever it is that you are trying to create, that is your mission. But you want to put together a statement that states whatever that is. I'm trying to figure out what I want to use as a template for today's business. Let's do a party planner. That'll be fun. Let's have fun with that. Do that one. You start off with a mission statement in relation to how, when you're thinking about a party planner, whether you're developing a party for family, whether you're developing a party for friends, and look at it like this. How are you developing and creating a party in today's climate? Let's see. How are we going to do that? I'm trying to think of a good catchy phrase for the name of our party planning company. Miracle. We're going to call it Miracle. Miracle Planners is the company that you call to create a miraculous party, event, reception, and more. We desire to help you feel at home in your intimate events so when you leave, you feel like you are leaving family. And can't wait for our next reunion. Okay? And let me fix the spelling of these two. Gotta love computers. They let you know when you've misspelled words. Okay. What is the business's objective? What I just said. To help people plan parties in today's environment. In today's environment. Feel safe, secure, and happy as they celebrate their reunion with family members. And friends after so long apart. Oops. So, you know what your objective is. You know what your mission statement is. What is your competitive advantage? Okay. This is where we can have some fun. Remember the list that we created of all the things that we love to do? What additional stuff that you do that can be added to this list? Okay, I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you how we're going to do this competitive advantage through looking at the list that we created on the other page. Here's our list. You are drama. You love drama. So if you love drama and you're going to create a business around planning a party, that means you're going to create an environment in each of your parties that has a dramatic, artistic, theatrical feel that the people, when they come into that business or come into your tent, your reception, your what have you, they're going to come in and they're going to feel like they walk through an experience. You're going to also create a YouTube series. Your wedding planner, your event planner, what have you, record the processes. Look at reality TV shows like Dave Totera, who did My Fair Weddings. He recorded his entire process of what he went through to plan every party that a party and wedding celebrations for his clients. And the old heads of us, I'm not that old though, but you remember MTV? You remember Sweet 16 birthday parties when they used to do the party planning for the Sweet 16s, for whether it was celebrities or regular people, and they followed them on the journey of how they planned their parties out? I remember when Kimora Lee Simmons did an invite to one of her releases for one of her fashion collections, and they did a huge party for it. Drama. And she was named the main one for drama. Music. You can't have a party nor a reception without music now, can we? So, how you going to use your music? You're going to pull up the oldies and goodies. You're going to mix up the young generation. You're going to mix in whatever it is that you know that family is into. You get that from your client. Your client's going to tell you that as you go. Juicing. I remember I went to a family gathering 1 time and they had a full juice bar or a full bar of juices. They created and mixed their drinks, so on and so forth. Remember what I was saying about the teas and the juices and the lemonades? And if depending on how you have your party set up, those lemonades can have whatever you want in them. You know what I'm saying? I'm Christian. I don't do that, but somebody do. Food prep service. Catering. Do you do catering? Well, that's your competitive advantage. Health. Perfect. How are you protecting these people when it comes down to sanitization and cleanliness and all of these things in order to make sure that you're creating a safe environment in these times? Do you have a car service attached to your company? Do you have a car service? Can you have a car service? Can you hook up and do a collaboration or partnership in order to do a sponsored ad or something for a car company that you partner with? Whether you're working with a Uber, a Lyft, you remember the old enterprise companies and car rental companies? Maybe your business can get some type of stipend or work with somebody that can get you a car. Or maybe you just have family members and you want to create your own little miracle riding service in order to help the people, get the people to the events for your event planning. Hello? Are you a storyteller? Can you tell the story of the party from this is what you do when you are creating the backdrop for the image of what it is you're explaining to your client, whether it's written, that you're sending it to them as a special report, an overview of the services that you have. Maybe you have created a blog that is a blog case study of what it is that you can create as an example of how it is that you do what you do. You have included in that illustrations, fashion illustrations, the interior of what the entire layout looks like. All of it fully done and set up. Did you see what I just did there? I just explained to you exactly what it is that you would need in order to create a competitive advantage for your business. Now, am I going to write all that here? No, I just explained that to you. But I'm going to say here, my competitive advantage or our competitive advantage is that we are a jack of all trades. We can provide you services in all areas when it comes to our planning. We can give you dramatic spaces or demure places. We give you music from then to now and create parties to make you say, wow. as we paint the picture while telling the story of an event that could be beautiful for you and your family. And we have all you need. You don't have to seek services anywhere else. Marketing strategy. Now, you can continue to do a marketing strategy here, or you can get a template. If I had the template available on hand, I would show you another template I have for a marketing strategy, which actually isn't that much different than this document. But because of that, we're going to keep on this page. A marketing strategy. How do you plan to sell, push, promote, develop, whatever it is that you're doing? So you're a party planner. You're a party planner, event planner, designer, what have you. Where would it be most lucrative for you to promote and plan to gain clients and serve? Well, number one, social media. You're going to go to your major sites. What are your major sites? Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. This is your board. You stay here. This is where you hang out. You hang out and you live around Pinterest or any other board creator where you can show off what it is that you do, especially as an event planner, to show off your styles, your mood boards, so on and so forth, because people will find you on Pinterest. If you understand the amount of click-throughs that you will get if you go through Pinterest as an event planner. What's next? Then you can move to maybe a TikTok. People are exploding their businesses on TikTok and platforms such as, what's the other one? Instagram Reels. Is it the Reels? Or is the... Yeah, it's the Reels because the other one's IGTV. Then the next would be Instagram. And as a business, you want to be on LinkedIn. So you want to make sure that you create your free profile over there. And you can create and post blog posts and so on and so forth. People don't even realize those things that you can actually post over on LinkedIn. Now, these are all social media places that you can start as a marketing source. If you want to create content, ads, social media profiles, so on and so forth. And if you want to plan these things out, I live for Planoly. But if you are an Instagrammer, it's not going to work for you because it's not going to post it for you. It will put the post there and it will sit, and you have to post it at the time in which you desire to post it, and it will leave a notification as to where it posted from. So be careful of that. You can plan out your posts with Facebook. And with Facebook, I think you can link back to Twitter so your posts will post as you choose. I believe there's another planning Tailwind. I think you can do your Pinterest posts, but I usually just do my posts straight. Instagram, I tried to do my post. I'm gonna tell you, it's hard. Instagram is a hard one for me. I tried to do it, but it's the fact that I have to pay so much attention throughout the day to it in order to continue to remember to post. Instagram usually ends up looking like a desert a lot of times with me because I forget. And then when I do remember, I want to post them all at the same time. That's me. But if you are an Instagrammer and you like to go to Instagram all day long, and every time you go to Instagram to create your business page or work on your business page, you set a post up. Every time you want to scroll through Instagram, you set that post up first, then scroll, and then go on about your business. LinkedIn is another one I forget about, but it's good to have your bio and everything set up in LinkedIn already. And then there's Planoly. Now, once you've done that, your marketing strategy from this point, a good place to go would be YouTube to create videos. Video ads, advertisements, so on and so forth, if you want to go the video route for video advertisement. But you need to put yourself in the mix of people. So as a party planner, you would want to look at places, like I said, Pinterest. Pinterest would be a good jumping point for you to create marketing because people are looking at pins at all the time. Another thing would be you want to get in the circles. So you want to use your Facebook groups in order to start following groups that people follow that are into home design or things like that, things that are in alignment with the relation to party planning. So home decor, all these types of things in relation to that. And you're not targeting party planners. You're not going to say, I'm a party planner, I'm looking for party planners. No, you're going to target the people that are looking for party planners. That's your moms. That's your people that are pregnant. That's your people that are newlyweds, college grads, all of these prom people. So, and you're not targeting the prom people, you're targeting their parents, so on and so forth. People are looking to do their weddings. Weddings in certain seasons are the high tickets for what it is when it comes down to creating a event planning business. But you can do it's multiple different ways that you can promote, but you got to place yourself in the right groupings of people. LinkedIn is good. What I will tell you, I got my most hits on LinkedIn when I decided to go into a challenge. And it was when I linked in with challenge groups that were doing challenges into relations to things that my audience would be interested in. When you go into those challenges, you will see people. You can talk to people. You don't promote your thing in the thing that it is that you're doing the challenge for unless it's authorized, meaning the challenge that you're in is asking for you to post your business. We're talking about your business, so on and so forth. Then you can post things in relation to your business. But technically, a lot of places don't like that. But if it's business related, you're safe. But it allows people to get to know you. But what you do is you talk to the people. You become friends with the people that are within the challenge. Talk to people. Make known. Do whatever it is that the challenge is asking you for. But make sure you're interacting with the people within it. Then you can friend them. Find them on LinkedIn. Especially in business, you can find them on LinkedIn. Once they know who you are and know what your story is, or what it is that you are trying to build, they'll come to you on LinkedIn. I've gotten 6 or 7, maybe about 10 people just from entering a challenge, and they give me advice and networking strategy. Plus, going to virtual events now, and when I used to go to in-person live networking events, I had people that would come directly to me. I would network and I would meet people, and I still have a group of people that I try to interact with whenever I can. I need to catch up with them even now to see how they're doing. But it's the way that you're networking, that will open up doors for helping you market. Team management. This actually is not as important of a step, but I will tell you, think about your team. You may not be at a point that you have a team or able to build a team, develop a team, so on and so forth. Don't worry about that. Think about what it takes to have a team and what people, personnel, so on. If you have a nonprofit or you're thinking about developing a nonprofit, the people that would be your board members, search who would be a business team, who would be a nonprofit board, who needs to be in a nonprofit board. Look for those people and then plan out what type of business. Somebody made a great point recently when it came down to having a team around them. Adrienne Hogan, she made a point in one of her videos that she was talking about, make sure the people around you have good spirits about them, because you want to make sure that the team around you, they think similarly to you, that you move smoothly together. Will Smith made a comment years ago talking about how the 5 closest people to you are a reflection of who you are. Your team, when you're developing a business, they're going to be the 5 or 10 closest people to you, because they're going to be working with you rotatively in whatever it is that you're going to do. So you need to make sure that these people are tight. So that's my advice for team management. I don't need to give you need to write too much anything in there. Products. Okay. We're going to delve deeper into this later in a later video, where I'm going to talk about making money with your website. That's going to be, I think that's our last day of the course, or second to last day of the course. But when you develop a product, whatever your product is, you're a wedding planner. What products go with being a wedding planner? What are products that are needed as a wedding planner? Well, let's see. You're going to need flowers, florists, bouquets, alignment with companies like Edible Arrangements and so on and so forth. So you want to need to be making connections with those people. Home decor. You want to go find a service that provides home decor products, linens, napkins. Some people, they make plates, they make glasses, they make any of these types of things. These are kinds of products that you want to align with as a party planner or an entertainment planner, because you're going to need to use these. Why would you want to outsource them if you can use your own? And then it would also bring in the fact that if people love what they used, ate, drank, what have you, they're buying your product. They're going to be like, I want to go to your website and purchase what you have because I loved this, what was it? Tablecloth. Okay. So, perfect. And you can develop whatever those products are that are in alignment. If you're a food person, this is a great opportunity because food and catering, food and event planning go hand in hand. That means that whatever food service that you have, whether you are a caterer, whether you just cook, there are a lot of people in these climates and conditions, they are actually creating at-home bakeries, at-home food services. They're developing and shipping out food deliveries, so on and so forth. This is perfect. You can develop processed products that can be stored and shipped out. You can work with companies, whether it be cookie companies, so on and so forth, whatever it is, in order to make your food. You can have foods for parties, so on and so forth, developed and created. Now, foods for parties, you're going to need an industrial kitchen because you're going to be creating large quantities of food, whether you are doing it on site or at your location and delivering it to the site, because some places don't even have a kitchen that is sustainable to be able to develop the food on the property. So that's another thing. But look at these things. Maybe you have clothing, you have a assortment of products. With that assortment of products, then those, like clothing, you have t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies in relation with your emblem for whatever your company is, products, t-shirts with quotes or what have you for whatever it is that it is in association to what it is that you do, products. The list goes on and on and on and on. Now, your company. What is your company? Here, it's almost a repeat of what she said because your company is a wedding planner or event planning company. Now, I'm going to see if I can find you a sheet I use. This one I want? Yeah. You can do, what is it? Wiki how. This I live by. I'm telling you. If you want to develop a business plan and you don't even really know how you would sort out how you do the thing that you do, you come to this website. Let me repeat that. You come to this website and it will help you. When I created a lot of my business plans, this was the place that I came. Seeing as we're talking about wedding planning or event planning, let's see. Event planning. Of course, they're going to have a bunch of advertisements because of the site it is. and look at how you can create. You can create an event for business plan, a business event. You can create planning for a homecoming party, how to create plans for a college reunion. Look at all these plans that you can create. Even if you don't know how to do it, this will show you how to do it, and you just sit down and develop it. So remember how I told you special report? Let's just look at this one as an example, because we're working on a special report, aren't we? So, event report. This is an event report for creating an event. And it literally will show you step by step with pictures and images how you can do events. I am not saying that I'm sponsored in any way WikiHow, but when I tell you, when I was sitting trying to plan out my businesses, this is where I came. This was my best friend. It was. So I'm just showing it to you to let you know this is how you can, when you're having trouble with the business plan and finding the way that you want to discuss your actual goals and objectives, which will fall right under here, or even your product, what your product is that we were just talking about. You can use that to help you step by step outline what you do. So what I used to do with WikiHow is what I'll tell you this. What I did was I would take WikiHow, just like you saw it, like this. And because it's event planning, I would start here. I would take the each individual caption, whatever it is. I would set it up on a document where Word has the ability that you can have footnotes and side notes. So I would do notes that had lines that would go back to each of these things. So I would organize it in such a way that I would take each one of these, highlight them all the way down to the bottom, and I would go through each and every single one of these, taking the suggestion. It would be a side note on the side panel, making a side note on the side panel, and then doing what it says here in the written document. That, let me see, I might be able to find one of my old ones so I can show you what that looks like. Files. I'll just pick one. And I tell you, I had millions of these things that I've been trying to work on for a while. Let me go to my documents. Yeah. I have a ton of documents. I'm going to see if I can find one in here that would be a good expression of what it is that I'm trying to show you guys. This one might have one in it. This is my interior design plan. This is a completed business plan that I've already done, and I did it a while ago. And let me see if I have in here. This is what for an interior designer. Perfect. An interior designer, this is what you would put in the interior design section. You'd go find information in alignment with what it was. I just go to Wikipedia and pull information. And you can go back and actually read the information and make sure that you're in alignment with the thing that it is that you were trying to create. Then you go back and you find interior design images that are in alignment with the type of stuff that you want to create. Maybe you want to do Japanese design. You want to do all different, and here's what I was saying. Remember how I was saying it was a side panel? See this question box? Look. That is what the WikiHow had in it. And over here on this side, you see over here on this side, this is what WikiHow had in it. This is what I took individually and explained what it was that I did, how I did it, and in what way that I could create each and every pinpoint that was asked in the WikiHow corner. And I did this all the way through and down the document. So it's not that you can't do it, you just have to go through each and every segment, just like I went through each and every segment, each and every bullet point for each and everything that you wanted to create. If my business had 3 or 5 sections that I needed, I would go to WikiHow for how to develop each of those sections. See how that went? Decoration, color schemes, interior, colorways. This is actually from a website that I created where I literally talked about warm and cool colors, spacing, how to go from a plain space to build out that space. If you're in a home, what your diagnostics should look like for your budget. For your roof, for all of this. When I say I plan all the way out. I'm just giving you an example of what these things, from colors, colorways, wallways, all of these types of things, just so that you can see how to design it. I'm not developing that. I've shown you what it looks like here. So we're not going to go all in to that. But since we were working on that document, I felt it was important that I show you this. Goals and objectives. What is it that is your goal and objective? What do you want to do with the business? Why do you have this business? Is it a nonprofit? What is it that you were trying to create by creating this thing? I think I have a document somewhere. Where is it? I might have one that talks about, because in my later versions, I used to always create a document when I created a business plan that would show you an in-depth overview. I don't know which one this one is. Let's see. I just want to see if in here I have goals and objectives. In this goals and objectives segment, this is for a beauty brand. Okay, this is for the beauty brand, which you can also do, because let me give you let you up on some game here. If you are a party planner and an event planner, if you have a beauty business, who's going to do the makeup for your client for their wedding? Do you know how happy a bride would be if you have beauty products and makeup artists that can do your makeup for your parties? Let's say you're doing the event. They have people that they need in order to create their event makeup, clothing, style them out. Hello. And they can come to you, and you not only do the event, but you'll do their makeup and their wardrobe and everything before they even get there. What is wrong with you? Then you go into, this is one that I did where I talked about demographics. This talks about creating and understanding your demographic type for what it is that you're trying to build. What age ranges? What are your age ranges? I took a course on social media and planning out your social media. So in order to do that, it also talked about demographics. So here we talk about the demographic of who. Now, some people say you don't really need to have a demographic. You don't need to discuss what a demographic is. It's not really a necessity because some people, but it's a question that is always asked when it comes to creating a business or developing anything. What's your demographic? Who's the demographic? Who's your target market? Who are you targeting to be whoever it is for whatever you're trying to build? Are they 15 to 20? Are they 20 to 30? Are they 30 to 35? What is it, and how are you targeting them? What is it that group of people would be interested in? And as your customer, if you're looking at being an event planner, 9 times out of 10, you're hitting them people anywhere from 21 and up, and you might be hitting the parents of the people that are 18 and up if you're doing prom parties and so forth, so on and so forth. Prom parties, sweet 16, so on and so forth. But you're developing that, meaning you're probably hitting that 35 to 40 group because you're hitting the parents for that group. But you're going to be hitting the 20s to 30s and 30 to 35 when it comes to college, marriage, all of these types of things when it comes down to building a business for your customer demographic for that. Target marketing description. It's not in this one, but it is in the document that I'm working on. Your target market description. What is your target market description? This is your psychographics for your target marketing description, which is also another important thing that you need to focus on when developing a business and a brand. I suggest if you want to know what psychographics is, you do a deeper form of research for yourself, but most psychographics is the psychology or the preference of who it is that you're targeting. Who are your customers? You're a wedding planner. Who's your customer? Who I just told you. The college person, the newlywed, the person that's doing a homecoming, person that's doing the family reunion, person. These are your target marketing customers, and these are your different age brackets, so on and so forth. What is their education level? They can either be just out of college, they can be in the working class, they can be stay-at-home moms that they desire to have parties planned, whether they're affluent and they have a lot of money and they're looking to have their parties planned because they just don't have time, or they're working moms or stay-at-home online moms, they don't have time because they have kids. They need you to party plan for their kids' first, second, third birthday, sweet 16, college, prom party, graduation party, so on and so forth. You get the gist. What are their styles and what do they like to wear? You look at your client, what it is that they like, whether it be their clothing, whether it be, especially if you're a wedding planner, you're going to be looking at the type of garments that they're seeking to have for what it is that they're desiring to develop. Okay? Whether it's the wedding dresses, bridesmaids dresses, if it's a bar mitzvah or a sweet 16, the dresses that the daughter is going to wear. Most of the guys, they don't really care, but the parents might want to put them in a soup. Who cares? Weddings, men, tuxes, women, bridal gowns, events. You've got a major event, a fashion launch, a campaign, a release of something, whatever have you. What's the style that they would wear? When are they most likely to buy? I'm going to tell you, and we all know this. In the past year and a half, when are most people most likely to buy? When they are sitting down and not working on anything. They start playing around on their phones, go to that wonderful app called Instagram, start scrolling through. Every 3 posts is an advertisement. They'll pick up an advertisement and they'll buy right there, which also lets you know you need to be placing your ads on Instagram to make sure that they're in that feed. I put you up on game, something that a coach of mine let me know recently, that if you're doing consistent content video-wise on there, you will pop up on the feed as a popular post. She went viral within a week, two, maybe about 3 weeks of doing consistent video on Instagram. And that means that her post and advertisement fell in the midst of the screen. Now, how do they live? What is your target? Are you targeting people that live in the ghetto? Probably aren't. Are you targeting people that have a little bit of money, discretionary income, people that are willing to spend just a little bit extra money to create a party scenario that would be good for a wedding, a birthday party, so on and so forth? To do something special for that person. Next. What are their income levels? Can they afford the service that you are trying to provide them? What are their income levels? Do they have no income, small income? What is their allowance? Are they on unemployment? Do they have a job? Do they have their own business? Are they self-employed? Are they an accountant? Do they work for a corporation? What are their income levels? How did their income fall? Because income levels can fall from anywhere from 1 to 15,000 to 0 to 24,000, 24,000 to 48,000, 48,000 to 100, 120,000, for 100,000, 700,000. Some people can go all the way up to $1 million. What are their income levels by yearly so that they can afford the service in which you're willing to provide? Geographics and demographics. Demographics. Where are they strategically located, and how are you or them, how as your business being positioned geographically in a specific location going to affect or bring the clients that you desire to you? Today, you don't really have to even worry about geographics too much, because a lot of people are indoors and some people are not going to go back to brick and mortar after they come out of this situation. So you're looking at a lot of demographics. Who and where are the people? Facebook has a beautiful ability that when you are on Facebook, you can search people or search your audience for the location in which they live in. Are they most likely to come to your website and whatever it is that you're desiring to build? You can do a sales forecast summary. That's similar to what you may have seen me show you on the interior design business. Did I keep that one open? I don't think so. But remember the sheet of... I'm going to find it. Hold on. Because I wasn't that far away from it. I know it by the image. There it is. Sales forecast. Your sales forecast is going to look a little something like that. Something like that. You're going to create a table. You're going to have a column similar to this. We're not doing it. You're going to have a column similar to this that shows you what it is that you're seeking to sell. What season is it? Is it, instead of having item here, you may have season. And you're doing a party. What parties are people looking to throw during that season? If it's like winter time, like December through February, what's the first party that you know that they want to throw? They're going to want to throw their Thanksgiving events. They're going to want to throw their Christmas events, Valentine's Day events, New Year's parties, so on and so forth. After that, the next cluster of events after Valentine's Day will be your wedding season. So you're going to run into those types of events. And then you would list them accordingly. And then you would list your, how many, like for instance, if they had people, the amount of people that were going to be either needed by you to provide, meaning your caterers, your this, how many people are going to be needed for the event, or how many people that the actual business, I mean the client was going to bring in, meaning how many guests are they going to have? 50, 100, 150, 250? Can you maintain or handle catering that amount of people? Can you provide enough tables, chairs, so on and so forth for the amount of people that would be involved in that event? What is your cost for that? What's your subtotal, the tax amount for each of those things? Do you have products, things that would need to be shipped? For instance, your linens, your tables, your things that would need to be delivered, so on and so forth. The amount of labor that all those people would have to do, how much are you paying as total labor for each individual, for the amount of people that would be needed for that operation? And lastly, your totals. What is the total for each individual event? What's your costs? Have a cost plan. Just that is what basically your sales forecast summary, which lets you know and also gives you an understanding of just about how much you would make per year if you have it set up in throughout the seasons, throughout the year, and you can do a full total summary at the end showing you what that would look like. Marketing influences. What, if you are a party planner, wedding planner, event planner, what party planning, event planning, marketing, so on and so forth, are you operating in that people will see and know and experience? Who did you look up to create your business? So who was the people that you fell in love with when you were developing your brand? Who are you looking at? Martha Stewart Weddings, Dave Totera, whoever. But you were looking at all of those people when you were desiring to create what that is. And you create your little table and list of who those people are. That's all. Competitive advantage. What is your competitive advantage to these people? Maybe you are not as high class, high end, high amounts. We're in a time in a season where it allows us the ability to start fresh, and nobody's looking for something that's super expensive because a lot of people are trying to save money now. So if you can sell and be a competitive advantage as a new company and sell to that smaller, intimate group of people that they're not really trying to spend all that much money because they're not really trying to build out a major event, finding your core of who that set of people are, the working mothers, the people that just want to do an event, they have a wedding, they know somebody's getting married, a college party, so on and so forth. You can do it on a small scale or larger scale, but you have the right people and the right boards and the people that can provide those things for you. Who are your existing competitors? Meaning, look locally at the companies nearby you that would be existing competitors to your business. Who are potential competitors? If you're a wedding planner, your potential competitors are people like your Dave Doteras and your Martha Stewart weddings. But you may also have a lower tier set of competitors, but look up who would be good for you. We already know what the marketing strategy was because we just discussed that in the earlier part. It's just a repeat. Pricing. What is the pricing for the services in which you provide? I will give you a quick rundown of how you can do pricing. I'm just going to explain it. That if you're going to do a pricing scale strategy, you want to make sure your pricing, every business person will tell you this. I don't have a slide for it. We may get to a slide point at some point. But for this particular training, I'm just going to explain it. That, and I can even do it like this. Pricing. You can do it pricing set 1. For minimal service, you can start your services at, for smaller things, maybe you're getting items or providing items, $97. That means each of your items is going to be cost, but then you can do a package where costs $97, but if you do it as a bulk package, then you can sell it anywhere from $497, $1,500, depending on how big the bulk of the package is, so on and so forth. And that's just for individual items. Let's say you're doing linens, tables, so on and so forth. Each individual pricing thing. You're doing a full-on party, just like I showed you in the previous for your sales forecasting strategy for the pricing. You could do that. Promotion falls pretty much under the same thing as what I was explaining for your marketing. So where are you promoting what it is that you're doing? Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, so on and so forth, as we saw in the upper part. Production. How are you producing this thing that you are developing? How are you going through and producing it? I'm going to go back to this one just to give you an overview of what that looks like. To help you look a little bit, to see it in action. You can go and get suppliers who are going to help you do the construction, fixtures, so on and so forth. How are you getting it distributed? Who's going to be bringing? Maybe you have a lift company. Maybe you're working with a lift company. Maybe you're working with an external company that you've collaborated with to bring to bring your stuff to the locations, so on and so forth. How is it being distributed and how timely are they? If you call them, as I have seen and heard nightmares, when you are a planner, when you are developing, sorry for the noise, but if you are a planner and you are developing, it can be an issue that you have the people that you are telling to bring the merchandise on the day of, they got to get the tables there. They got to get the chairs there. If the tables and chairs are not provided at the location in which, you got to make sure them things get there either the day of or the night before, because they have to be sorted, organized, and ready for the event and sized correctly. You don't want to order tables. You say that I've ordered tables. Or you want to say that you ordered tables. I ordered tables they needed to be 48 inches across, round tables. And somebody sent you 58-inch crossways square tables on the day of the event. What in the world are you going to do? Because you have place settings for round tables. This can be issues. They happen. But always have a backup plan. Make sure contingencies, make sure that you have people that can go out and make sure that they can get what it is that you need ASAP. In the case of emergencies, try to create collaborations with companies that you can go to and be like, we need these tables ASAP, so on and so forth. Things happen. That's where the risk assessment is and contingency plan. How do you work in a moment when you need to do something right now with your management philosophy, whatever it is that is in your business, that how you manage your people, how are you managing, what is it that you desire to do in order to help. Maybe you have a biblical scripture that you live by. This particular company, it was a biblical scripture that was my management philosophy. Perfect example, this company. I live by the Ezekiel principle. Ezekiel. It's not Ezekiel. It's I'm not sure exactly which book it is, but it's the one that talks about Elijah and the woman with the oil. So that would be my management philosophy for this company. What is your oil and how do you pour it? What is your risk management strategies? Writing down all of the risks that you would have in the case anything went wrong. What is your succession plan? How do you plan to take everything it is that you are developing for this business from top to bottom, creating perfect example, the special report that can be repeated successively every single event, every single year, every single identifying the firm, assisting the company. What are your legal partnerships? Meaning, who's handling your legal entity? Who's protecting your company? Who's your press work? Who are the firms that are helping you? Do you have firms or do you have do-it-yourself programs like LegalZoom or Legal Depot or so on and so forth that can help you? What is your staffing plan? Remember that management team? How are you planning out that management team and staffing if you need a staff for the actual location and they're not contracted out people? Who are these key identified people? I should be the ones that were identified in your management team. Business objective, same business objective as before. Financial requests. You can create an Excel spreadsheet, and just as I expressed when I was showing you above with the this plan, you create an Excel spreadsheet to show any financials that you need to keep in order. What are your financial practice? How are you managing your money within the business? What's your cash flow statement? How is your cash flowing from one place to another throughout your business? How are you paying your employees? How are you paying yourself? A lot of people miss this all the time when they are creating a business. They decide to pay everybody else and do never pay themselves. A lot of people will say, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Current financial position. When you decide to start this business, what is your current financial position? If you got zero, then you got zero. Forecasts. Where do you project to be with this business? With all that you were given and all of this information that you have written down in this business plan prior, what's your forecast? Finally, conclusion and summary. What is the summary of the business that you've created, whether it's a wedding plan, event planning, so on and so forth? And I'm going to tell you this. You have your appendix A, B, competitor profiles, so on and so forth. If you have a store, you can do store layouts, site studies, location in which if you have locations, so on and so forth. Product profiles. You can list a detailed product profile sheet on each and every one of your products if you have to have them made for you or so on, unless it's done through a print on demand or an on demand company that will develop your product for you, whether it be your cookies, whether it be your service, whatever it is. And of course, we already went through sales forecast earlier, and a little bit more of a deep dive with those things. These kind of explain what your sales forecasting is, your cash flow statement is, your projections, your loss leaders, all of that kind of stuff. It kind of explains how you will go about creating these documents. And that's the end of your business plan. So this is Taj McCameron from Gold TCM. I hope that this was helpful to you in helping you figure out how to build and develop your business, your website, what it is that you're desiring to create in this time and in this season. And I hope it gives you enough detail that you'll be able to sit down and do something just like this, either for yourself or walk through it. We will, at a later date, probably develop something can be done. But right now, in this, we're showing you just how you can do it. So, but with that being said, as you are developing, you need to know what to expect when you're expecting to build a business, a brand, a breakthrough, of whatever kind in your life. So I'm going to continue to tell you, go ahead and check out the resource that I'm going to provide, helping you develop this thing. And until next time, I hope that me explaining this has helped you. So stay tuned, because we're going to get to the fun part in the next video, how to develop your website. Okay? Taj McCameron. Till next time. Bye-bye.